Sometimes people tell you that, after you have a startup, you establish your startup, you have to wait like 6 months or 9 months to get a business credit card. That's not true. And I'm going to prove it to you into this conversation. There is a formula to actually get a startup business credit card real fast. I mean, real fast. I'm talking about within 3 months. Okay. So here are the steps I want you to follow. So first thing first. So when you want to get a startup business credit card, you got to ask yourself, do I qualify? See, you need to determine your eligibility. The thing is that you have different kinds of startup business credit cards in the market. You have corporate credit cards. You have no personal guarantee credit cards. You have bank business credit cards. You have credit union startup business credit cards. So bottom line here is you have a large sort of constellation of business credit cards that are geared towards startups. The question to you is you need to ask yourself, how do I position myself? You got to position yourself in the proper way so you can qualify for the startup business credit card that is suitable for you. That's the key phrase here, suitable for your startup. Okay. And so what kinds of expenses are you thinking about charging on the card? What kinds of perks and rewards are you interested in? Is it cashback? Is it travel rewards? Are you trying to do a balance transfer? See, if you know exactly what kind of credit card you're looking for, you are able to determine your eligibility. And the thing is that your startup, people telling you, hey, listen, if you have a startup, you don't have a business credit, so it's just complicated for you to get a business credit card. That's not true. You don't need to get a secure business credit card. You don't need to actually to have like a long established business credit to qualify. The thing is that you got to ask yourself, what is the best way for me to qualify here? Okay, what is the best way? So you need to determine your eligibility. Now, when we talk about there is an important factor in applying for any credit card, whether it is startup or established businesses or even personal credit card, is your credit history. So if you have a startup, you need to actually rely on your personal credit history. This is really important, your personal credit history. So make sure that you maintain a decent credit score at the personal level, and make sure that you check your credit score at all three credit bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. The second thing I want you to do is to gather required documentation, required information. By the way, welcome back to the show, boss. It's really a pleasure to have you here. So when we talk about getting a startup business credit card real fast, the thing is that all credit card issuers, banks, credit unions, they have a list of requirements, right? So what I want you to do right now is to actually take a piece of paper, or you can just go to the company's website, and you want to print the requirements. Because the thing is, once you know the requirements, things can go a lot faster. Because you might be sitting there thinking, I will never qualify because I have a startup that's only 1 month old, that's only 2 months old. But what if you just went through you went through the requirements, you had the checklist, and you realize that the bank is willing to grant you a credit card even without 6 months in business, even without 3 months in business. So information is power. You want to contact the bank itself. See, and the thing is, when we talk about getting information from a bank or a credit union, it's better to contact the institution itself. It's better to call customer service, or even better, to go to a branch, sit down with a rep, and have all your questions answered. Okay, this is really important. That way, you know exactly that you're getting the right information. Okay, and so it's really important to think about what are they asking for in terms of number of revenue, in terms of estimated spending needs. What about the EIN? Do they need your EIN, your employer identification number? Do they need some kind of annual revenue? If you're a startup, they're not going to take your actual annual revenue. They will ask for your projected annual revenue. Okay, so bottom line here is that you got to contact them. You have to make sure that you have all the requirements they're asking for. If they're asking you to provide articles of incorporation or articles of organization based on your business type, you want to provide that. If they're asking you to provide business licenses and permits based on your industry, you want to provide that. If the credit card issuer is asking you to provide a good standing from your state authorities, you want to make sure that you have that. So bottom line is, information is power. Okay, nothing is impossible. You can get a startup business credit card real fast if you know the requirements that the credit card issuer is asking for. Really important. Now, the third thing I want you to do right now is to research your options. Oh yeah, you want to research your options. This is really important. And the thing here is that we're not asking just like, yeah, hey, when I say research your options, I want to say one thing first. You want to start with your current bank. This is so important. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised the kind of startup business credit card offers that your bank has. Okay. I mean, a lot of time people are just like underestimating what they already have. You currently have a good relationship with your bank, at least hopefully. I hope for you that you have a good relationship with them at the personal level, that so that you can parlay that relationship, that personal relationship with your bank, you can parlay that into a great and positive and constructive business relationship. Okay, so you want to start with your current bank or credit union and see what options it offers. If you already have a startup business checking account, getting a business credit card for your startup from the same institution can be convenient. And that's what we advise you to do anyway. Boss, don't you try to reinvent the wheel. No. Okay. Now, so you've tried your bank, you've tried your local bank, you've tried your national bank, you've tried your local credit union, you've tried your local your national credit union. Now, if you don't get it, if your bank does not offer what you need, you want to shop around. So basically, you want to reach out to another bank. And when it comes to startup business credit cards, it's just a lot better to go with the national banks first or the national credit unions. So when we talk about national banks, we're talking about the Chase of the world, the Citi of the world, the Wells Fargo of the world, and or the Bank of America of the world. That's the tier one sort of institutions. If that doesn't work, you go to tier two. Tier two means what? You contact PNC, you contact Fifth Third, you contact Truist, you contact US Bank, you contact TD Bank, you contact Capital One. Okay, so those are, you contact BMO Harris. So those are tier two. Those are kind of cool. Those are kind of good too. So big decision time, boss. Big decision time. Where do you currently bank at? Where do you currently bank at? And, by the way, when we talk about credit unions, you also have national credit unions. You have credit unions that actually cover the whole 50 states. You have a CCU. You have Connexus. CCU stands for Consumers Credit Union. You have Navy Fed. So those are the big players when it comes to business credit cards at the national level. So big decision time. Where do you currently bank at? So you want to start there. Start there, boss. You want to start there, and this is how you want to boost your chances. Okay, this is very important. Sorry about that. So now, one thing I want you to do here, and this is the number 4, you want to check your credit before applying. So, see, the thing is, we talk about how to quickly launch. By the way, I want to remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to quickly launch, how to quickly get your business credit card after launching the business. Okay. And the thing is, you want to check your credit. Why checking your credit is important? Well, because if you have a startup, as I said before, the lender is going to rely more on your personal credit. Because if you have a startup, right, chances are you don't have operational history. You don't have a proven track record. Nobody really knows, if the startup is going to make it or lose it, or if you're going to file for bankruptcy. You have a lot of, unknowns, right? So the lender wants to actually clarify things, make sure that they're on the right track. So that's why they're just reaching out to you and asking you, hey, listen, what is your credit score? So check your credit score. So you want to check your credit score before applying. And the thing is, when we talk about checking your credit score, I'm not asking you to check only one credit score. I want you to check all 3 credit reports, because you never know. Like, for example, your TransUnion might be clean, your Experian might be clean, but your Equifax might have some kind of derogatory item. You never know, right? So if you don't cast a wider net, if you don't actually have a 360 view, you might miss certain things. So the thing is, I want you to focus on those 3. So when you go to annualcreditreport.com, or when you sign up for a free FICO score provider such as a NerdWallet or Wallet Hub, or the third one, you have a Credit Karma, you want to make sure that you check for derogatory items, check for things like instances of a fraudulent activity, things you don't recognize, because the whole thing is you're trying to cover your ass. So you want to make sure that anything in your credit reports is actually true. Okay, so credit card. So is your credit card activity at the personal level in top ship? Have you done anything that is quote unquote reprehensible in the last 6 months, 9 months, 12 months? What have you done? Have you done anything at all? If not, you're in good shape. Okay, very important, and you want to keep it that way. So let's talk about applying, so now the next step is you want to apply for your startup business credit card. So if you've done all the research and all that kind of stuff, it's time to apply, right? And it's a really important. I just want to quickly remind you. I know I just said it before, but I want to quickly remind you again of the topic. The reason why we do this is because some viewers actually they take the video, they start watching the video at a specific time because Google has this timestamp thing. So some viewers are not interested in one section; they're just interested in a specific section. So that's why we sometimes we feel the need to always remind our viewers of the topic we're speaking about. So we're having a conversation about how quickly you can get a business credit card after launching a business. Okay, so you have to apply. So now remember that you can apply at a branch, you can apply over the phone, you can apply for your startup business credit card at the at the branch over the phone or online. Yes, but it's just a lot better. And we have said this on other shows. It's important to say there are two things that I want to mention here. Don't apply for more than one credit card at a time for your business. And also, it's just better if you can to go to a branch and sit there and have a conversation with a credit card rep before applying. And this is going to help you ask all questions. This is going to ask you actually have a look and feel about whether or not your chances of approval are high or low. Okay, this is going to help you actually ask questions about the credit card process, the approval process. Okay, and this is going to help you also start to form a relationship with the institution, because when we talk about building a relationship with a bank or credit union, I'm not asking you to build a relationship with something that is a physical. No. We're talking about actually the real people, the people, flesh and blood who are there. You want to talk to them. You want to connect with them. I'm not asking you to become buddy with your banker, but you never know. I mean, out of a banking relationship, can a personal relationship develop? Okay, it's all about taking chances. Okay, so and the thing is, when we talk about a credit card application, normally for your business, they might ask you things like business legal name, the type of business and industry designations. Okay, they might have like a legal business structure, federal tax ID number, your EIN, or you can provide your social security number. The credit card company can ask for the number of employees on payroll, the approximate annual business revenue. So those are important elements. Let me give you a few pro tips here in terms of actually getting approved for a credit card real fast. Because see, the whole thing is that it's not just about applying for a credit card now. Because in today's conversation, we are really concerning ourselves with getting approved real fast. Not wasting a lot of time, applying for a credit card over credit card over credit card, and before you know it, your credit score is like a 300 or 350 for that matter. That's kind of crazy. That's that's really crazy. Like you just like, what am I doing this for? I have a business to run. I have a startup to run. I don't have time to constantly apply for business credit. No. So if you want to, let's say if you want to be approved for a business credit card real fast, you want to avoid maxing out any personal or business cards you already have. See, you always want to maintain the revolving credit you already have. If you already have something going on for you, maintain that. Okay, you really, it's just a lot better to manage what you already have than trying to get a new one, right? So please don't max out. You want to keep your credit utilization ratio at like 30% or less. Okay, the lower the better. That's what we say when it comes to CUR. Yeah, and you also want to be very strategic when it comes to applying for new credit. Ideally, you want to apply for new credit sparingly. so that you are minimizing hard inquiries on your report. It's really important because, see, the thing is that I know that your business needs funding, right? You need a revolving line of credit. You need to find money to sort of run your business, okay? But the good thing is that when you're applying for a new credit sparingly, you are trying to tell the lender, hey, listen, I may need funding, but I'm not desperate. Like, I'm not just working around just looking for cash like crazy. No, no, no. I have a plan, I have a strategy, and I'm going to follow that strategy. And that's the kind of mindset you want to have. That's the kind of mindset you want to project vis-a-vis the lender or the credit card issuer. Okay, and make sure that you always also think about the correct business structure. If you're trying to get a business credit card real fast after launching your business, make sure you have the right proper structure, the right legal structure. Now, like, you need to have the proper legal structure. See, the thing is that, people will tell you that, you can get a business credit card if you're a sole proprietorship. Yes, you can. But is it the best structure for your business if you're trying to get a business credit card? No. No. Because if you are a sole proprietorship, can you really build business credit? Because if you are in business, you want to work on your business credit. Oh yeah, you gotta work on your business credit, boss. Yeah, you can't just like, I'm in business and whatever. No, no, no. If you want to have access to better terms, better APRs, you want to have better repayment windows, you gotta have a proper business. Being a sole proprietorship is good to start with. You start with that and then take it from there. So, let's talk about the kind of business credit card that is great for your business. This is really important to have a clear idea about. And it's one of those things you got to ask yourself, okay, which card is great for your business? Well, when you talk about credit cards that is great for your business, it depends on your needs. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on whether whether you travel often for business, whether you take clients out for frequent meals. Do you buy products in bulk from specific companies like Costco? Or you have companies that may participate in rewards programs. So those are questions I want you to think about. I want you to think about those spending patterns, okay? And do you want cashback rewards? Do you want travel rewards? Do you want a business credit card that will allow you to do a balance transfer? Those are things you need to think about, okay? And what will you use the credit card for most often, and how large will your average spending sums add up to? Okay, so the answers to those questions will help you find the best business credit card for your needs. Okay, this is important. And the thing you have to understand here is that, it's not just about credit cards for your business, but it's also a credit card for your operations, because you need to use the credit card as a funding source, right? It's going to provide liquidity. You have to know exactly what works. You have to know what doesn't work, and you can charge. You can use the credit card to actually plug in the occasional cash flow chasms, cash flow gaps, right? If business is slow, if revenue is slow, money's not coming in. If the money's not coming in, where are you getting the funds from? The extra funds from credit cards. So my point is what? My point is, when you think about the credit cards that is best for your business, you got to ask yourself, how can this credit card help my operations? Okay. And you need to understand, when we talk about credit cards for businesses, they often seem quite similar to personal credit cards in terms of perks and reward structures, but many offer higher spending limits and improved rewards for business specific categories. Okay. And business credit cards also include business focused features and tools to help track spending across various categories or by employee cardholder. And so with most business credit cards, expense information remains available for download and import to the accounting software your business uses. So this is really important to remember. And one thing I also want to say before closing today's conversation, and here is the overview. Now, the thing is, there are benefits that come with business credit cards, right? So you have higher credit limits. You have the ability to build business credits. So you can see that there's a lot of benefits. That's why I was just telling you earlier, if you want to get a business credit card, it's just a lot better to have a proper business. You can get a business credit card with sole proprietorship, yeah, don't get me wrong, but this is not the end game. The end game is for you to have a proper business, so you can parlay that great get great legal structure for your business into a great business credit position. This is going to help you in the long run. Very, very, very important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was quickly talking to you about how to get a business credit card after launching a business. So here are the steps. You want to determine your eligibility. You want to gather the required information. You want to research your options. You want to check your credit before applying. You want to apply for your business credit card. And I just share with you a few pro tips, a few information that will help you. And I also talked to you, and I gave you a bonus and also the overview. So thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.